What genre of music do you consider yourself at this point?
I would say R&B. That's definitely the lane I'm trying to really take over.
Now, when it comes to this genre of music,
hmm
there's people in front of the camera, there's people behind the camera, behind the scenes.
hmm
When it comes to in front of the camera, currently at this point, is it a male-dominated industry?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Excuse me, what about behind the scenes of this genre of music? Is it also male-dominated as well,
I believe so, yeah. I think
in your
all
personal
around.
opinion?
Yeah, all around I would say so.
When it comes to working in a male-dominated environment, what is that like? What have you experienced?
I think sometimes men like to how do I say this? They just I don't know if they see women as weak or what it might be, but it's like when a woman speaks up and she's like assertive, it's like they're considered a bitch, or you know what I mean, or just like a diva, when it's like no, we're just, that's just, the type of person we are. Like we just, we're trying to get to business, because I think a lot of men try to take advantage of women in this industry, and they can belittle them. Like I've experienced it all. Like it's crazy. So, yeah.
Has it been an overall good or bad experience for you navigating through that environment up
Ah,
until this point?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad. I feel like I've just learned a lot, and I'm not really like a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Like I can kind of like see things for what they are. Like you feel me? Like I'm not really. I don't know. I stay out the mix, but I'm like very observant, so I can kind of like play the role that way, if that makes any sense.
When it comes to experiencing it all, as you've mentioned, what do you think's the worst experience
Hmm.
you've had dealing with that male-dominated genre of music? Whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera.
I think it's just the feeling of like feeling belittled, like a man always trying to like make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about, or that you're not as smart as they are. And it can really get to you, because a lot of the times I feel like women are way stronger than men, and we have a lot more to offer. And I feel like because of all of that, we have to work 10 times harder than men do. So they don't really see that part of it. They only see it from their perspective, because they'll never be a woman. So
And how have you been able to cope with that? The belittling and that description there.
I just move accordingly. I feel like I consider myself like a boss, or at least I want to be. I'm still learning, but I just make it known like what I want, and what I'm here for, and it's not for the bullshit. Like it's for the business. So as long as we're handling business, and as long as you're respecting me, then we're gonna be okay.
Now, of course, circumstances could be different for everybody, but there may be some females watching this. Um, and for those, is there anything, generally speaking, you would have for those that may be encountering some of those same scenarios you have with the belittling and things of that nature, or anything else you may want to mention?
Um, I would say shit, just like a piece of advice, or
Generally speaking, because situations could be different for everybody, scenarios could be different for everybody.
yeah.
But if there's not anything, generally speaking, that's okay too. Just didn't know if you had anything for maybe female viewers watching this that are in the same position, whether it's in music or maybe not even in music. It could be a male-dominated industry in some other form or fashion.
No, that is true. I would just say like you just gotta hold your own. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be times where you may feel super weak, because you're surrounded by, a lot of men. You may feel like there's no feminine energy around you at all, but like, you know what I mean? You just gotta tap into that and just stay strong, because it gets better. And once you have more females around you, you can bring females on your team at any point in time. So just, you know what I mean? Do what makes you feel comfortable.
Do you have females in any of those positions? Speaking of personal experience?
A few, very few, but I'm working on getting more.
And when it comes to dealing with this male-dominated industry, you mentioned a few things of like staying strong and things of that nature.
hmm
Have you ever almost quit because of it or have quit because of it?
I would never quit over a man. Like Nah, that's not happening. But there's times where it has broke me down. If I'm being honest, it gets to you at certain points. You feel me? Because you feel like you really can't do what you want to do because, you know, a man is controlling whatever the situation may be. You feel me?
Has a male that's ever belittled you in the past, or um, it's just been a negative experience, have any of them ever apologized for their actions? Ever come back to you at
Um,
another point as you continue your success in the music industry and maybe say anything of that nature, like,
I feel like they'll apologize when I like, bring up the fact that I think it's an issue in the first place, but I don't think anyone's ever just, came to me and realized their wrongs and, you know what I mean, on that level. It's always like I'm like expressing my frustration for them to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But sometimes that's needed though, cuz sometimes people don't really understand what they're doing until you actually express it to them.
and if there are any males that have done you wrong uh, on your description, or maybe there's some men that are watching this that do that to women, is there anything you would say to them
I would say
through
just
this video?
reevaluate yourself. Honestly, like we're in 2022, like you need to better yourself because, you just, I don't know. The world is crazy right now. People are dying and tomorrow's not promised and you just want to make sure you have a good clean slate for when see God. That's all I have to say about that.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, have you met some males that do respect you, do treat you well, maybe go over and beyond because of bad experiences men have done in the music industry?
Most definitely, yeah, there's a few.
Okay. And anything else on this topic, or a question I didn't ask in regards to it that people may want to know
Mm,
while we're on it?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
An additional question just came to mind. As
Mm-hmm.
you have been continuing on the success ladder in music,
Mm-hmm.
do you find that things get easier in that male-dominated industry for you, or is it just still the same as you've been climbing that you've seen or experienced?
It's kind of the same right now. I'm not at the point that I want to be at, so I don't really know, how it's going to be along the way. But as of right now, it's still kind of the same.